that was not what I intended to do. Hi everybody! Happy Freeform Saturday evening. I am back to attempt to redeem myself for my awful failure of a project on Wednesday. Like, this was the goal. Nice, pretty, neat. And yeah, this was what I wound up with. So I know, right? Redemption stream. So I'm going to try to redeem myself. I may fail again, but I will admit right away that I am cheating this time. Because I will not be bested by this stupid piece of glass. So help me. So what I did was well, first of all, I cracked my fingernail, but that's neither here nor there. Also, I fixed this exposure just before the stream, and now it's screwed up again. There we go. So, I took my diamond bit and I ground a groove around the edge of my button, and it's not super straight, so hopefully that's not going to screw me up too much, but that's actually going to give that wire a place to grab and hopefully give me a bit of an advantage whilst trying to do this project for the second time. I also have a couple of hemostats to help me hold things. They're a little bit more sturdy of a hold than tape. I do also have tape, and I, burned some incense before the stream to the gods of wire working, so we'll see how this goes for me. So I'm going to start, and then, so I have my 22 gauge gold-filled square wire. Are you gold-filled? Yes. And I have 2 caps, so I'm starting with most of the same materials as last time, but like I said, I'm cheating a little bit with the groove, and I'm hoping that I do a little bit better this time than I did last time. So I'm going to start with my 22 gauge square wire, and I'm going to cut about 1 foot. And I want to make sure that it's straight before I start using it, which it currently is not. It's about 17 different kinds of wonky, so I'm going to unwonkify that. That's the first thing I'm going to do by grabbing it in my chain nose pliers and just pulling it through my fingers to straighten it out. So Ace, how are you? How's the weather in Ohio? Have you guys gotten snow yet? I know that Wisconsin and Illinois have gotten snow, but I know you're further south. Okay, so see, after you do that a few times, once again, your hands are going to get dirty, but you're going to wind up with a much straighter and smoother piece of wire, and that's what we want to work with going forward. Also, I remember from the last time I attempted this project that the holes in these are a little bit too small, so I'm just going to take a minute and just sort of ream them out a bit with my round nose pliers. These brass stampings are so soft and thin that you can literally just push the holes open bigger with your pliers. You don't need to actually drill them. And what I want is I want it to be big enough to accommodate a double thickness of my 22 gauge. Rainy, I'm supposed to get some flurries. I had a dream last night that it was raining, or that it was snowing in Texas. That is not likely. Well, I mean, I think it's snowing in the Panhandle, but it's not likely that it's going to snow in Dallas anytime soon, since the lowest temperature is supposed to get for the next week, I think, is 35. Which is not exactly snowy weather. Okay, so we're going to attempt to make a good start like we did last time, and we're going to make our little hooks. That means I need to find approximately the middle of my wire. And grab that with my round nose and make a nice U-shaped bend like so. And so I cheated a little bit there too. Instead of letting it cross and then straightening it out, I sort of just held it and pulled it out, and so I've got that straight side pretty much taken care of for me already, like so. Alright, so there's my hook. So now I'm going to go ahead and bend the top of it. To make my little little rectangular part, and I think I made that way too wide, so we're going to fix that. We're going to unbend that. So I'm going to make that a little bit less of a wide bend. Like so. Alright, hopefully that's not going to cause problems for me. I'm going to give it a little squish, try and straighten it out. Alright, so I had gotten this far last time before everything went so awry. So now I'm going to string on one of my caps, and I'm going to string that so that the dome of my cap is facing up towards this bend that I just made. And it is big enough. Yay me. So I'm going to pull that all the way up. Nope. Not starting out well at all there. There we go. So I want to make sure that these stay even while I'm pulling this up. I'm just going to kind of work it up there. Ta-da! Okay, so far everything is going as planned. And this is where things started to come off the rails last time. I made a good job of pretending that they hadn't come off the rails for a while, but really this is kind of where it started to go. So the first thing I need to do is I need to anchor this cap up here on top. So I'm going to do that by spreading out these two wires, and then by spreading out these two wires underneath. So I'm going to get my chain nose in between those two and just spread them out. And so what I really want is for them to be pretty far spread out so that this won't go up and over that. And then I'm going to take these wires down here, and this was, I think, one of my errors last time, is I just used my fingers to pull them apart, and what I really want to do is use my pliers and make sure that they are really and truly bent as tightly as they possibly can be to the inside of that cap. So rather than just finger tightening, I'm actually going to go in, and I promise I'll show you in a minute what I'm doing. Okay, so I've actually gone in with my pliers and actually pressed those wires up against the top of my cap. Now, here's where I'm hoping my little cheater thing that I did is going to work to my advantage. Because I have this groove, which should provide, again, some place for the wire to grip. And lo and behold, it mostly worked. Okay, so now I have, so making that groove, and I realize that not everyone has a diamond cutting wheel at their disposal, though I got mine off of Amazon, so they're not that hard to come by, but it made a huge difference. Like, this is about 8,000,000% easier now than it was on Wednesday. So now I want to make sure that I hit the middle here, and bring these over, and then bend them straight down. And you want as tight a fit as possible. Can't see anything! I think that was really not. Okay, perfect. Alright, so there we go. So again, my cheater groove is working exactly as I wanted it to, so that's pretty fantastic. And I still have to do a little bit of refining up here because this is a little bit wonkety, but we're already so much in a better place than we were last time I tried this. Then I'm going to take my second cap. This one is going to get, and I do not need all this wire, so I'm going to make some of this wire go bye-bye. So now I'm going to take my second cap and I'm going to thread it on with the dome of my cap facing outwards towards the bottom of the piece. And I'm just going to kind of once again work that down. To where those two wires come together. Like so. And then the way that I'm going to tighten this is I'm going to take these two wires and I'm going to spread them out, one to either side. So I'm going to take one, go that way, one and go this way, and I'm really going to pull, and I'm going to make sure that my wires, no, stop. I'm going to make sure that wire is in my groove before I start pulling. That is muy importante. Because otherwise what's going to happen is exactly what happened to me the last time I did this. And it's just going to pull off of your button and you're going to wind up again with this lovely, beautiful, gorgeous creation here. So make sure the wire is in the groove completely. Oops, I'll just chip my button. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Before I start just pulling it and kind of levering it. And that's nice and secure. So that groove did exactly what I wanted it to do. So yes, I had to use power tools to cheat in order to do this, but at least I did it. Now I'm going to do a little bit of refining of this before I do my cutting. So I want to take this cap and I want that to conform more nicely to the top of my button. So I'm just going to bring it up and over and then just sort of press it down and form it with my pliers so that it's forming to the front of that button. I can also lift it up a bit because there we go. So ideally you want it to be well enough squished that it's not sort of rocking around like it is now. So that's going to take a little bit more work, I think. Okay, so that's better. That's fairly secure. It's not just kind of rattling around. And then I want to go ahead and bend the bottom one as well. That one's a lot easier because you're not manipulating around your little bail hook here. And then I just want to take these and give them another tighten just to make sure that this is as tight as possible in its groove. That everything is nice and secure. And then these two, and I never got this far on Wednesday, these two are just going to get cut off really short, like I'm talking like 1/16 of an inch, tiny, tiny short, and then just press down against that cap. So the bend of those is what's going to hold everything in place. Now, during this whole thing, my bail has definitely, hi Corvus, has gotten squished a lot. So I think I'm just going to grab my round nose and just give that a nice rounder bend. And then take my chain nose, grab this, flip it out, and then just pull that out a little bit so that it'll actually be more of a functional enhancer. And if anything starts getting loose, the key to tightening that up is to take these two and pull them wider apart. That's what kind of locks everything off there. And I think I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit closer together and make you less crooked. No, now I made you more crooked the other way. Okay, so, hi Keiko, it is, but I have to, like, you guys weren't here at the beginning of the stream, so I have to admit that I cheated. Completely cheated, because I was not going to biff this project again on stream. You know, once every few months is enough. I totally cheated. So what I did was I took my diamond cutoff wheel and I ground a groove around the edge of this button so that this wire has something to grab onto and a little channel in which to sit. That made everything exponentially easier, as you can see by the fact that I have a project that looks mostly like my sample. I still need to work on refining my technique a bit, but it is far and away better than this, which was the result of the project on Wednesday. So I didn't need to use my tape or my hemostats. All I needed was my diamond wheel and a little bit of stubbornness, and yeah, so there we go. So yeah, I did it, and I did it in way less time than I expected. So once again, power tools once again are the answer in this particular situation. I do love me some power tools, not gonna lie.
Well, yeah.
Who doesn't love a good power tool, right? All of us who grew up with home improvement. And parents who had power tools. So I could mess with this. I probably should have made it a little bit longer, but I'm, all in all, like I said, still far and away better than what happened on Wednesday. So things definitely, the application of the little cheat around the edge was extremely helpful. I'm definitely going to be using that on more pieces because it didn't take that long, and it made a huge difference in how easy the piece was to wrap, and how easy the piece was to wrap and how secure it is. Now, like, this one's very secure through some witchery, but this one now is also equally secure to the point where, you know, I could wear this and I would not be afraid that the button was going to fall out of the frame. So I'm definitely highly in favor of that cheat. Once again, going back to the shank of the button, you could cut that off and grind it down if you wanted to, or you can just bend it down like I did. Either one is totally valid. But yeah, so there we go. I did it! I did it! Yay! I redeemed myself. Woo-hoo. Sort of. I mean, I had to cheat to do it, but hey, I did it. So that's it. That's our stream for tonight. So let's see. So next week I'm gonna focus, I think, on things that are good gift ideas. And thanks, Ace. So I think we're going to do underglass pendants on Friday because those make good gifts if you put photos in them. You can also, you know, put flowers in them. They make great Christmas tree ornaments. So if you have the equipment for those, it's a really nice, again, fairly simple gift. And I think we're going to do ornaments on Wednesday. I haven't completely decided yet, but I do need to decide before I leave tonight, because I have to take all the supplies home with me. But yeah, so that is our stream for tonight. Like, much faster than expected. Sorry, I didn't screw up more. That the project took longer, but yeah. Yay, cheating. Oh, I'm showing it to the camera like you can see it. Yeah.
Oh, the camera that isn't there?
The camera that isn't there. So yeah, success. Yay. So yeah, I guess that's it for us tonight. Latecomers, why you be so late? Huh? You missed it all. Thank you, Corvus. So how's everybody doing on their holiday gift giving, panic making, just out of curiosity? Just checking to see where I am on the spectrum. And I swear if anybody says they have all of their holiday presents made already, I will consider banning you from the stream. Because that sort of preparedness is just not acceptable. Yay, that's awesome, Corvus. Yeah, I like this. I'll definitely do more like this. Ah, yes. Birthday weekend, very important. No overachievers here. It's good to hear that, Corvus. I haven't even decided what I'm making my stepmom, so, you know, maybe I'll figure that out tonight, and then I have to figure out how to make whatever it is. Ah, excuse me. One crisis, I mean seriously. I think that's a good way of dealing with crises, one at a time. Definitely a fan of that approach. Alright, well then I guess that's going to be it for us this evening. Sorry that was short and sweet, but I'm happy that I finished the project and that it actually looks like the project instead of like, again, this. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. One crisis at a time. Right. Okay, got it. Yay, successful project is successful. Thank you guys so much. So I will be back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream. Next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Wednesday is going to be, like I said, I think a holiday ornament project, but we'll see what it turns into. Thursday is going to be a sale. Friday is going to be under glass pendants, which also make good holiday gifts. And then Saturday is going to be Zoom, so we can all panic and work together. Yay, group panicking. So, everyone have a great night, and Heather and I will see you back on this channel, twitch.tv. Oh, wait, hold on, I have to share before I go. I got a new book to help with research for our podcasts. So I'm very excited to dig into this one as well.
That's awesome.
And look, it has 87 illustrations, 6 in color.
So I have to show you something.
Okay. So, yes.
Yeah, because Corvus was texting me.
Oh, Corvus just brought that book.
During this, it's in my cart because she's been...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I found it used on Amazon for $8. I was very happy with that.
Well, I'm going to release my copy that I have in my cart. So there is another one on Amazon for just under $8.
Cool. Yeah, so this is going to be fun. I'm probably going to highlight the crap out of this book. So yes, so more podcast research. So I will decide on our topic for next week once I've had some time to get through at least some of this book. That's funny. Great minds think alike, Corvus. Alright, so now I'm really leaving. So I'm going to go read this book and panic make Christmas presents and make class samples for next week. And I'll see you all back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time with a holiday project. So we'll see you then. Bye.